Good morning. Coming to you Monday, July 23rd, 2018 at 0900 hours and 19 minutes. I titled this Knowing versus Believing, because the teachings of the biblical side of the spirituality, the power of oneness is only predicated on who do you give power to. And came to the conclusion like revelation. And that's my new study I still have to do, or revelation I'm still trying to get revealed. I'm trying to get the unveiling of the reveal, to uncover, to unlock, to learn the truth, the all truth, to get the facts with the knowledge, with the understanding, become my wise dome can be with wiseness so I can spread it out to the people. So knowing versus believing. And as I stated, I'm no longer worrying about the conception of relationships anymore, because I came to an understanding that if you keep manifesting what you want in the air, it will become it. So people have not studied their word, the biblical understanding, even in the spirit, they have not studied who they are, because it teach you to go away from who you are. It's saying unless you have this, you cannot have this. That's untrue. I cannot have knowledge of wealth, but I can be wealthy. I cannot have knowledge of riches, but I can be rich. More of, even so as. So, and why is it that it's taught away from? Why is it a teaching or instruction? Only thing that I have came to conclusion of is guidance. It's a path, it's a journey, it's a road, it's a quest, it's an adventure, it's an exploration. There is no set guide like of how to get there. But I'm not going to limit and restrict myself or bind me into one world understanding. One, I'm zoned in. There's only one zone. I cannot make it out. I can't go this way. I can't. I'm not going to use can't. I'm going to use ifs and maybes, because I still have to know of. Until I know of, I cannot go out. I have to know of me. I have to know in a me. I have to know me, I, self. The part you call you, yourself. If you don't know, and for people to understand, it's not that I give honor to the creator. I'm not going to worship the creator. He didn't say He didn't say you're going to worship me. Why would he create you just to worship? It's like the understanding of knowing versus believing is two different understandings, which I know I did good. Okay, you can give credit to whatever, but I know I had to do it. I know I had to make a work. So if they had to make a work, I had to do a will. I had to do away. So do away, go away. I had to do away from what you said I couldn't do. That's the understanding of hate to me. I'm not guided by hatred. I am guided by positivity. I had to go away for a little while. I didn't have to separate myself or divide myself from you to get where I was at. I had to go away. That means if you was in this building, I had to go to the other building and understand before I walk in this building, what is the spirit of this building? What is the negative void where I'm going? Because I know I'm positive because I have control. But walking into this building or going to your building, I have to understand that within that understand of my wiseness, knowing and believing is two separate things. Because next time you walk up to a building, there's a sign on the building that says Ordinance 24, Article IV. So IV, I believe, is not, and I recall is, now I don't use believe, is 4 or 5 in Roman numeral. We don't use the metric system in America. And it's like section 2. Before you walk in that building next time, you better Google that right on your phone. And before you walk in that building, understand the guidelines. See, there's guidelines. That's why I say alignment, energy, frequency, wavelength. But if you don't trust in the stars above you, but it says looking at stars in the sky for answers, how do you find the answer? How do you get revelation? Before it rain, your clouds get gray. and it get darker. It covers up to sometimes it cover the sun more times than it don't cover the sun. And you smell the air. It's wet, it's moist, it's damp. It's going to rain, whether it rains now or later. It's building up. So how is not knowing? I'm just someone to believe. I'm going to trust in. Like my friend said, he says a lot of things. He has to take into account what separate me from him. This is what separate us. You're battling self. I'm not battling myself. Because when you tell me you didn't love this person at at this time, or because and he gave a power to another being that is not of him, an entity, you give power to that entity. You take no, and if you are okay with no power within yourself, be okay with that. Because I'm not okay with saying, well, I know if I don't get off my ass, I cannot feed myself. I cannot. I will get sores. I work in an environment when people lay in the bed all day, create sores because they're not working. So if you're going, I'm in a rehab. If you are rehabilitating, you're recovering. You have to get up and walk. There's no way I'm going to get power and sit there. You can't get power by sitting there. Power is only one direction. Which way are you going? So if you're sitting there, that's where all your power is going to go. There's no power and no power. So knowing and believing is very important. People say their religion, you can have that. But what's important to me, I have to know that if I don't get up, I don't feed myself. There's nobody in this room with me. Nobody in my house, apartment, my building I'm residing in with me. There's no one here. I can pray all day to get fed, but I have to get off my ass, my butt, and move my two extremities, is known as my legs and my feet, and I have to use my stomach muscle. That's why you work out, you work up. It's like, when is this going to start connecting to people? Because I am resolution solution. This is not it's not a guidance where you haven't heard, but it's a guidance that's been forgotten that we don't teach. The children was in the desert for 40 years because they didn't listen. They didn't move. They did not want to do nothing. That's why you were in the desert. That's basically sense. When they move, everything start moving out of their way. Understand this. Till you move, it will not move. It will not part from you. It will not separate. It's not a bad time to separate. The divide is horrible. To bring in without knowledge of is horrible. Is not good. So bringing people together with no understanding is not good. And knowing that they don't understand is not good, because all they're going to do is listen to you. They're not going to go home and read themselves. That's been the biggest destruction of us as a people and people in general without reading. Because some people will read, but they don't continue to read. Because if I wrote a prayer paragraph, you only read the first 5 words, not even the complete sentence, you didn't even get the rest. If you only read to the end of the paragraph and not the last sentence, you did not get the rest. Ooh, listen to that. If you did not read the finishing up the sentences from the paragraph, you do not get the rest. And that's me. Now that can sound funny. You got to really think about that. And I say, let that marinate. Seep that in your brain. Let that light shine. Let it be lit. That's what lit really mean to brighten up, to bring out, educate, to go out of, to receive more of what you did not know. So knowing versus believing is I say versus, because you're sharpening one. The other one sharpens the other one as well. Like if you believe, then you come across a path and you start like, hold on, why can I overcome? You should start aiming for the knowing. So the knowing is, if you believe in this to happen, and if you give power to this, knowing now, what did I just give power to? How did I get power? So the next time you can rest. So in your works, it's not made for destruction. It's not for no purpose. It has a purpose. It have a path. I can have a child, but without a purpose and a path, it means nothing. It's just I just had a child. I can have a family, but without a purpose, it means nothing. It just nothing's there. Nothing. You will not rest. There will not be fruit. They say fruit. I'm gonna say there will not be no change. We're looking for a change in the guidance and the path we are on. We need to seek and find change. They were like, show me something different. I can't show you nothing different because all you're looking for is what's different. You're not looking of actually what am I doing different from the last person you was around, their purpose, their mission, their position. I was helping you, but you did not see my help as genuine because you said everybody else help was the same way. But my help was not the same way. My help was actually coming from my hurt. I did not brag to people when I helped you. I did not ask for more from the help. I said, I'm here to help. What do you need me to do? I'm here and I care. And I'm like, please don't do that because if you do this, my help would be in vain. My help had no purpose. And if you come out of this with no works and you still at rest, that served no purpose. That had no real purpose. And I don't want to use serve because serve is under still the master and the slave mindset. I'm not here to serve you. I'm here to assist and help you. I'm not binding myself to servitude or mastery. I'm not a chief. I'm not a boss. I'm not a don. I'm a prince or a king. Because to the throne is where my father sit. And he created me. I am from his seed. And through the spirit, he gave me a spirit and a soul in this vessel to reside my spirit and soul until I know after this I am alive in my natural death and then in my life, because my life still continue after my natural death, because I am not dead unless my spirit or soul become dead. People are like, how do you know? Because if you given power to your father, the Almighty, the Creator, He created you. Where else did you go? So that means if I'm saying that I don't go nowhere after my death, my Creator would become fake, be a fallacy, it'd be false, it'd be not real. So, but knowing of who I am, where I come from, it makes all that all truth. That's the truth and make it facts. I can back it up. So believing is not able to back up what you're saying. Knowing is backing up what you're saying. So now I'm going to get into believing first. Because we as people, we believe in a lot. But then we see no change. But I know in believing, if you desire to have a greater purpose in life, and yours is to build, form, and create family, bring your family back together, the people around you together, you cannot go to the people that do not want the same thing or people that have not gone through that experience yet to understand if only their experience has been negative without no positivity, you cannot, I tell you, you cannot you cannot know how it is until you meet people that know. If I want to be married, I'm not going to talk to single men unless they have been married. And I'm going to ask them, what caused you not to be married no more? But people that are recently, now, as we work in the now and the present and not the past, that past was just to gather information. But now I'm really getting more information from the now and the present. So I'm going to ask married people. I don't care if you used to be married. Your marriage don't dictate my marriage. Your matrimony and bond from that person do not dictate how my matrimony and bond unless I feed into what you say. So if my supplements, my supplication come from you that is single and divorced, I'm only going to have single and divorced mindset. I don't have a now and present and ready knowing mind. Hear that again. If you're looking for the past, so the divorced, that's the past, the separated, the past. If you're looking for good information with good intent, not content, good intent, because that's a con. good intent, with good understanding, aren't you going to work in the now and the present? Because a divorcee don't understand how to stay together. A separated don't understand unless they are working on the now and present from a marriage form standpoint. The matrimony and bond. See, a paper marriage is a binding agreement. It's a contract. I'm not working under a contract. My heart is not contracted to you. Listen to all the words that you say to the person. Technically, to be on purpose, I loved you on purpose. I didn't love you blindly or by accident. One moment. I loved you with intent because of trust, loyalty, honesty. See, all these values qualities that we sooner forget. Why would I go to a person that person didn't honor? Somebody in that marriage that got divorced, so their divorcees did not honor they did not understand the elements of love, the equalities, the morals, the value, and we say the fiber, the strands, the being, the makeup of love. So if your concept of love is finances, you would not find love. It's impossible. That is an impossible ordering that you will try to get by, I say design, because you made a contract. So you will find love under a contract of finances of why. So if the number one cause of divorce, 70%, and it's higher now, it went up 3% in the last 5-10 years, it's finances. Why would you even consider finances? People say, how is finances? So knowing that in marriage, the two people that is still married did not say finances. The most common I have found, I did not like this person at first. Because if I went by, now listen to what they said. If I went by what I was going by, the finances, looks, the cars, the clothes, the house he have, if I went by all of that, I will be a divorcee because that's the number one cause of divorce is finances. Those are included in finances. But we no longer guide to togetherness, matrimony, putting together under the spiritual law, all of spiritual, the togetherness, the bond. That is the three-ring cord that can't be broken, as I spoke of many times, of the cord and the strands and the fibers is morals and values, the qualities, the attributes that make up a character. You got character, you got attitude, you got personality. If that person is unable in a noun to do those things, well, in the future you don't predict. But if you throw away potential and be like, who is this person now? You can avoid what you can avoid, but you can gain the knowing. Believing is potential. Knowing is what you see before you. That's the big separation. So I will separate knowing and believing because I'm not going to know without, I may believe at one point, but I was like, hold on, I am missing the piece. That's the piece we are missing. He said we should activate and access. We should access what we need and activate it. So if you want whatever to happen for you, you have to manifest it. So if you always speak in negative, it's going to be negative. If you speak positive, it's going to be positive. I'm not talking about saying, well, this sucks. This relationship was bad. I'm not speaking because that was you don't, and what people don't understand, don't throw away the truth. That's the truth. You was just in a bad relationship with a friend or you was working towards marriage or a courtship. It was not great. That's the truth. You can speak it, but you don't have to give life to it because it no longer exists. So that if that relationship is over, it no longer exists because now you are in the present. A present means gift as well. Presented to you, given to you. It's not by a fault. Like, well, I got that by a fault. No, you didn't, because you was not resting. You was working. You was in the marriage. That's a work. It's not easy because you are nurtured, born, and you experience life. And if I'm born in Buffalo and you born in Kentucky, Alabama, Atlanta, Louisiana, we both going to experience life a totally different way. I'm not going to experience life the same way you just experienced life. So why do I expect you already from day one when I meet you to have this grand understanding of who I am? Because basically what we're trying to connect to is who we are. So knowing versus understanding. So this in this like section, it's like once you know who you are, the knowing and understanding and the knowing versus believing become a little easier. Because I can believe you're a great person. I'm not saying you're not great, but I mean great with me or as a friend. But if you do otherwise, that's not great. You're not great with me. I can't dish you for what you do. I can say what you done with me, what I did with you. Did I make great? No, I wasn't great with you. But that don't make me not great. If I chose to do these actions with you, that was for a time being. Now, if I continue, it become a pattern. Now that become a habit. Now that become part of you because now within the pattern and part of part taken in a habit, it's an order, organization. If you keep going repetition over and over and over as your repertoire, it become part of you. Now you can say that is of him or her, but it's not them. It's not that person. Because knowing if they just get in themselves, they can take all that away. So while you're believing, do change happen? Yes, change can happen. Greatness can happen. But when you get to a part, but like, well, I didn't know that. Then that's when the other person comes in, like, well, I know this. Are you ready to receive? From your perspective, from your understanding and knowledge and wiseness, are you ready to understand? Are you? Because we come into the understanding. I am more confused now about relationships the more than ever because I have yet to not hear a woman say about love first. It keeps saying finances. I'm 35, and I'm not, and it's getting it's you don't have to explain yourself, but it's just tiresome to keep bothering you. Like, well, I want a marriage. I want like then the first thing she say is like, what's in your bank account? What's your financial plan? And it's like I just started talking to you. I want to see if I can. I want to see if we can have enjoyable time together, like good conversation. Are we compatible? I can watch you and see. Wow, I shouldn't say that. Can I work on other things first before you worry about what my investment vehicle say about me or say at me? Because it's not about me. Because I can have all the money in the world and have a nasty attitude. That don't attitudes won't connect. You won't connect to not one person. I'm not gonna use words like I'm a pessimist, optimist, a narcissist, a sedate. Them words don't them is curse words. Them are incantations. Those are spelling words. So I'm not gonna put spells on myself. So I release. I broken. I loosen those. I am free from the I declare and decree from these bonds, these bindings that you tried to establish on me and in me, and I'm being healed and delivered from. That's how I break free. I don't know how you break free or you become free from what they told you you are and what you're not. Because if you keep giving power to, you never break free. If you notice, this is like my everyday conversation. I don't say certain words. It's a conscious. It's a understanding mind. I could say conscious because I'm just is. It's a just as in my mind to not say certain words. So as soon as you say those words, you open up they call it the gate, the realm, the plane to give power to. You manifest it, you supplicated already. So it's going to have power. It's going to you the ability that you access and access power ability is the activation. Whatever direction it goes towards, that's where you're going to use it at. So in your work and your rest, you're knowing and believing. So in my knowing, I know what I have to do. If this is not true for me, it don't have to be true. I mean, true for you, it don't have to be true. But I know when I got up and worked, and not so much like right now, I'm resting. I'm letting my body heal and deliver itself. I'm letting all the spiritual guidance pour onto me that came from my creator, my father, the almighty. So now I can't go out within me because I have a will. Because if you all you do is believe, you might as well be a robot. Because a robot is only put belief into. They program the robot to believe. The robots don't feel emotions. The robots will not have power of themselves unless they change their program. So if you under the energies and vibrations, the wavelength and the frequencies of only understanding one way, that's all you're going to receive is one way. So I'm going to continue to know. So I'm going to leave it at that. This is like probably my shortest one because it was so. I'm learning how to be more direct and to the point. And this was brought up by listening to. I keep hearing the same talk, but the most talk was so recent. I'm not going to give power to because I'm not going to say what it was or it was women of African descent. They were speaking on relationships. What is boss and leveling up and finances. That's why I learned. And if you got to read the documents, a paper marriage, that's why you need a license, is a binding contract. It's not, and they taught me that it's not about love. It's about what person you can get together to build and grow and form with. So it's okay when we people go out there race, but all they do is we never build within our race, so our race would never be built up. So our race is just going to die off. It's going to die because there's no work and nobody. We're not. We say sacrifice, but there's a rest. We're uncomfortable. We're no longer willing to do the works to get to where we need to go. That's even our women, because women have the most power and they don't see it, and they think in being a boss, which align to being evil and malicious and wicked, it don't have no form of love. Love, boss is not in love. Love is not in boss. Finances don't have the word love in it. Please find it. And leveling up don't have the word love in it. Please find it. But I know within myself and what I'm accountable for, responsible for, and what my ability of, I know I can love myself. If you love yourself, I don't need that woman money. I don't need what that woman have. I don't worry about. I'm more of the time like, okay, let's build. What did you experience? Are yours is are you that bad of a person that you can't say, okay, hold on. You don't have this, but I have it. You have this, but I have to be willing to receive. I'm not gonna say submit because we don't understand the word submit right now. Because submit it's been breeded, fostered, and taught wrong, and it's still being taught because it's still under the lines of servant and master, which we don't have a master and we're not servers. We are helpers one to another, and we assist, care, and help, and we are very charitable, given to people to help, not to serve you. I'm not here to serve, not one. I'm not a server. I used to believe, but when I found out, like, no, I'm not serving, I'm helping you, I'm assisting. I'm a helper to my creator, I'm assisting. I'm not a servant, I'm not a slave anymore. I never was a slave. But unless I'm trapped in my mind, which I'm in my dome, which is the covering the captives and capture of being conquered, yes, I will be a slave. And you still are a slave mentally because you in a dome. And dome is doom as well. So we are destroying each other by our words, our actions, what we consider for what we believe in. But until we know, we will not break free. So you have a focus, a purpose, mission, and position. Keep arming yourself. Keep bringing up positive affirmations, reinforcements, empowerments. Work on positive values, morals, and ethics. I am truth, resolution, resolve, and success. You have a path, you have a journey, you have a choice. So it's up to you to choose wisely on where you want to go. Not all people will understand you. Not all people will understand. There are believers and there are people that want to know. And if you a knower, I want to connect with you one day. My email's in the description of one of my videos. I'm going to put it in this video. My WhatsApp's going to be in the description. So we can all come together. And I want to work with really, I don't say like-minded people because we're not really because we like is not a good word, just like yeah. So I'm in YEA or YEAH. Yam. It's not. It mean murder, death, kill. Yam and yeah. Like mean under the terms of lichens are people that's there to just to be friendly, but then turn their backs on you. That's what lichens are. They can transform at any time. They're in disguise. So I'm not going to be a like. And this is what you got to understand. These words derive. Even your religion derive from you. You don't have to know. You can keep believing, and if believing works for you, it don't work for me. Because when I kept believing, they want to say I'm not, my righteous is filthy. My goodness is not, it's not God. Like I'm not. Well, God mean totally different what you think it mean. You don't even know what it mean. Don't even know what you reading mean. But if I can be around you and you can find all types of faults in me, I don't want to be around you because I'm not finding fault. I'm trying to find out who you are. I want to see the best of you come out. I don't want to argue and fight with you. I just want to love you. And we don't have the element of love no more. I know we don't because we keep, there's women teaching the mission. The women's that's going to be the missionaries are teaching women only marry for finances. Then there's women that's marrying for love, but they're not marrying for love under the right inception, the right perspective. So there's no really real teachings. There's no solution. There's no resolution. We're going to keep falling into the same destruction. So shalom, everybody. Stay hydrated. It's a warm summer. Get to know your loved ones. Stay around the people you love. If you still believe in love, I believe in. I know in love. I work in love. I work in truth. If you work in truth, you work in love. If you don't, you're not working under truth or love. You got to work under both at the same time to make it work. And people don't want to say, well, you are on the rest. You're idle. You're cued. You're not moving forward. So be great within yourself. Love your families and friends. Keep connecting to the people that love you. Keep connecting to people that want to be around you, that understand who you are. It's not that your circle is little or you need a little circle. You need a heart. You need love. This world is unloving and adulterous. I wanted to say that because that's what it says. It's in the law, the spiritual law that we're following. So we're going to keep being like that until we get rid of that spiritual law that we're following. Shalom, my brothers and sisters.